it is, if you think the ayah of Quran says about وَإِن كُنتُمْ جُنُبًا فَاتَّهَّرُوا. فَاتَّهَّرُوا, the meaning taken out from it, that is the whole body, every part of the body. Yeah. So the first one you said,
nocturnal emission of a male or female when sperm is ejaculated.
when should a person do ghusl? The ayah says in kuntum junuban. So first I should explain what junub means. Okay. What's the next one? Read all of them, so I'm not going ahead.
Okay, so number 2 is when a man enters his penis in the vagina of a woman or her anus or the anus of another man, whether sperm is ejaculated or not, and the ghusl in these cases is fard upon both the perpetrator and the one who is penetrated.
Even though some things are sin. Even though some things are sin and not allowed. But fuqaha, they discuss it so they don't leave for the generation after them coming asking questions. And they say, why did they not tell us? So, go ahead, continue.
It mentions that the jurists call vaginal penetration iltiqa al-khatanayn.
So the first one was about discharge of sperm. Okay, let's go with that one first. It is almost agreed, except Shafi'i, it is agreed that if sperm is discharged, sperm is a thick white liquid which comes out of male private part, his penis. For women, it is more like it is not thick, but it's probably more watery or yellowish discharge. Allahu Alam. The discharge of sperm itself doesn't require a person to do ghusl. It has to be with the condition that it came with pleasure. If the pleasure was involved, pleasure, enjoyment, lust, and it came with what is with some force, or a gush forth, it came with some force. As long as if it was pleasure, it was enjoyment, or he felt some enjoyment during that would cause ghusl to be fard. Sometimes what happens is, if a person gets into an accident and his body goes through a massive trauma, or he's hit by something really hard, or he has lifted something really, really heavy, or it can be due to an illness. These they did not happen due to pleasure. So that only needs him to wash his private parts, and if his clothes, needs to wash it and do wudu. But if the pleasure was involved, then he will need ghusl. He will need to wash all his body. All right. It doesn't matter if a person was sleeping or awake. If a person woke up, which is known as ihtilam, a wet dream, a person woke up and he saw signs of emission, what could be sperm emission, and then whether man or woman, they should do ghusl. Okay. A person, let's say, is married and is intimate, like physical, with his wife, and that causes him to ejaculate sperm, or even if it was by looking only, and that caused him, but because the pleasure was involved, in all these cases he will do ghusl. He will have to do ghusl in order to be able to pray again. But if it was due to an illness or due to an accident, or due to exhaustion, then he wouldn't need to do ghusl. That's in very brief explanation of what we mean by this point. The only difference is the view of Imam Shafi'i. Imam Shafi'i says whether it's with or without pleasure, whether it's due to an accident or lifting something heavy and being exhausted, if the emission happened, then he has to do ghusl. But the Jamhur, they do not take that view. That view is only for Imam Shafi'i, and the others, they say he would not need ghusl unless it's with pleasure, a gush forth, some force, if that makes sense. Alright? Now let's go to the hadith. There is a hadith from Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, Kuntu rajulan madha'an. He said, I was a man who used to suffer from madhi. Madhi is a clear white discharge, which is not sperm, which may come before it, or when a man is excited, he may find madhi. So he said, I asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that fil madhi al-wudu wa fil mani al-ghusl. Al-madhi requires wudu, and mani, which is sperm, requires ghusl. Alright? So from that, Shafi'i say, well, mani is, regardless, is mani. And there are other ahadith, inshaAllah. We will discuss them in the next time. It seems like we have taken more time than we needed today.